Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I didn't know I hit record, but whatever. Let's just get going. It's the Viewers' Choice Awards 2022, where all you prog rock freaks get your say. Your voice will be heard, even if, politicians aren't listening to us. I'm listening to you, and I listened. I read all the comments. And most of this is based on comments on YouTube, but, I'm all over social media. I was looking at my Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. I never get on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not a big Mark Zuckerberg fan, but I am on Twitter quite a bit. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, go ahead and do it. But here we are. The Viewers' Choice Awards, and we're going to talk about some stuff that you guys wanted to talk about. I asked you for your favorite album of the year. I asked you for your favorite debut album of the year, your favorite live album, and your favorite reissue. And some of you threw in some other stuff too, like Song of the Year, Epic of the Year, and Most Valuable Progger, MVP. I am going to be naming my most valuable progger next week, but you guys picked one, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But we're going to start out with the best debut albums chosen by you guys. And first up is Rossi e Bordini. These are two guys that were members of the new version of Cherry 5, and they just put out a great record. It's Gianluca Di Rossi and Carlo Bordini. Really good record, strong album cover. I haven't been really hearing anybody talking about it. At number 9 for best debut album of 2022, you guys came up with 6x6. The self-titled debut album. There's 3 guys. You got Robert Berry, hard luck guy who was in GTR and 3. You got the drummer from Saxon and the guitar player Ian from Saga. And these 3 guys came up with a really cool hard rock and prog album. I really like it. At number 8. It's a band from the 80s that never put a record out, and they just finally dropped their debut album. The band is called Retreat from Moscow, and the album is The World as We Knew It. Excellent call, guys. Very cool record. If you like neo-prog, definitely worth checking out. At number 7, this really isn't prog, but it's 3 prog guys doing Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Yes, Virgilio, Morse, and Jennings. You know these guys from bands like Big Train, Spock's Beard, Transatlantic, Haken, and they came together and did a little album of singer-songwriter stuff. It was all done remotely, but I love all 3 of these guys' voices, so it's a terrific record. Another good suggestion, people. At number 6 for debut album of the year, it's Haven of Echoes, and I talked a little bit about this album in my honorable mentions. Real good record. 3 members of Frequency Drift and the singer from Spires get together. Very cool. Good record. Really good record. Number 5. Going to Norway. Brand new band called WIZRD, and the album is Seasons. This made my honorable mentions. Really, really good record. 2 of the guys in this band are actually in the next band as well. This is Ffog, their self-titled debut album. This one's a little jazzier, whereas WIZRD's a little bit more psychedelic, a little more spacey and whatnot, whereas Ffog is definitely, makes you think of a smoke-filled jazz club. At times it's great. At number 3, it's Ghost of the Machine and Scissorgames, another album that made my honorable mentions. These are guys from This Winter Machine who left the band, brought in a new lead singer, and here we go. It's a really, really strong record. Check it out. Neo-prog at its finest. Number 2 for debut of the year, Time Dwellers, Novum Aurora. This one came from out of nowhere for me. This is a Swedish 4-piece. I'm really digging what I'm hearing. This came really super late to me, so I've only listened to it once or twice, but man, it's good. You guys were right on the money suggesting that one. But it was a runaway for best debut album of 2020. It is Birth and their debut album, Born. Again, not really a debut in terms of the fact that this is kind of a band that rose from the ashes of the great Astra. But what a fine, fine record Born is. I love it. We're going to talk a little bit about reissues. There were a few really, really good suggestions in the comments for reissue of the year. Thick as a Brick had its 50th anniversary reissue. Soft Machine put out Bundles reissue. Fantastic. The Beatles Revolver box set obviously is going to be, on a lot of people's minds. The Flower Kings have been reissuing all of their back catalog, remixed, remastered, and on vinyl for the first time in most cases. Life Signs just released their first 2 albums on vinyl, so that's a nice reissue. The Tangent released their first 2 albums, re-released them on vinyl. But the number 1 reissue of the year, and honestly not even close, this was a runaway, this was a landslide, it is Pink Floyd Animals, obviously, with the new artwork and the new mix. It's really, really good. It's fantastic. Let's move along, people. We're going to talk about the best live album of 2022. And as I said to you guys at the beginning of this series, I'm not a big fan of live albums, so I'm really leaning on you people, and you came up with some good ones. Gong put out a new live album. The Pineapple Thief put out a live album of reworked songs from their last album. The Neil Morse Band just put out Morse Fest, their last, maybe the last Morse Fest ever, where they had one night of Innocence and one night of Danger. Man, that Danger night would have been great because it was nothing but epics. I think the shortest song they played that night was like 25 minutes. But the winner for Pineapple Thief, did I mention them? No, they came out with another live album of reworked stuff too. But yeah, it's a runaway here. It's Steve Hackett, Genesis Revisited, Seconds Out Live, and more. What a fantastic record. What a great band Steve Hackett has. If you haven't seen this band live, you definitely need to check it out. He's on the road. What an incredible bunch of musicians he brings, from Jonas Reingold and Craig Blundell, or, Nick DiVirgilio's been sitting in with them a little bit. Just incredible. I love it. Now we're getting to best album, and, I'm going to go through the top 10 recommended by you. Obviously, next week I will be doing my top 25 Prog albums, but these are your top 10 based on your suggestions, not mine, so don't blame me. Okay? Wait, save all your daggers for next week. All right? At number 10, it's Glasshammer and At the Gate, Chattanooga's best prog band, put out part 3 of their Scalagrim trilogy, and it's really great. You people are loving Glasshammer. I had a couple people actually mention that as their favorite album of the year. I wouldn't go that far. I had it in my honorable mentions. At number 9, a band that I am getting all kinds of people talking about, especially on Twitter. It's Lobate Scarp. And the album You Have It All. Yeah, fantastic. Adam Sears and his crew out there in California are making some noise, and people are really standing up and taking notice of this band, as they should. All right, number 8, best album of the year, according to you fools. It's Big Big Train and Welcome to the Planet, the final album with the great David Longdon on vocals. Luckily, Greg Sponton has decided to keep the band going. He's got the guy from PFM now singing, and the future does indeed look bright for the band, but what a way to go out for David Longdon. What a terrible loss, but he went out on a high note, and that is for sure. At number 6, it's Pattern Seeking Animals and Only Passing Through. You guys really like this album, and I really do too. I like all 3 Pattern Seeking Animals albums. I'm kind of the freak that liked the first one better than Prehensile Tales. I like the shorter songs on that debut album better. I thought they were just fantastic. But this third album kind of splits the difference for me. You got longer songs. The album even opens with like a 2.5-minute Prog song. If you got the stones to do that, you're going to be on a lot of people's top 10 list. At number 6, this one kind of surprised me. You guys have really jumped on board Jonas, Lindberg, and The Other Side, and I can't blame you. What a terrific album. The second album from this particular lineup, the first for Inside Out, and it is dynamite. I really, really do like it. Good call, guys. At number 5, it's the Flower Kings by Royal Decree. Their 15th album, I believe. And it's definitely one of their best. Certainly the best of this new incarnation of the band with Zach Kamens and Mirko de Mayo in the band. They put out 3 albums since reforming. This is the best of the 3 by far. Islands was good. Waiting for Miracles was good. This one's great. This one's great. Good call, guys. The top 4 had got way more votes than anybody else, and it's not, it's like in a whole other league at number 4. It's The Tangent and Songs from the Hard Shoulder. Andy Tillison and crew came out with just another amazing record. I really, really like it. One of the strongest in their entire discography. For a 12th album, man, they're still hitting all the right notes. I love Andy. I love The Tangent. At number 3, we're going to Black Midi and Hellfire. You people love this album. I love this album. What an amazing band. Morgan Simpson is one of the best drummers going today, and he has the Bill Bruford stamp of approval. I guess they're friends. They hang out and whatnot, and Bruford is definitely put the word out that it's okay to like Black Midi, guys. It really is. It really is. I know they're young and their music sounds kind of post-punk, but they are prog. Yes, they are. Good call, people. Black Midi, Hellfire. Outstanding, outstanding. But the top 2 got more votes than all the others combined. At number 2, it's Marillion, and An Hour Before It's Dark. This is H at his absolute best storytelling. Yeah, he's always going to be real left-leaning in what he's doing here. But, if ever there was a time where his brand of storytelling dovetails perfectly with the situation going on in the outside world, it's now. And the album definitely reflects that. It's just an absolute masterpiece. It's amazing. But the runaway number 1 for you freaks was the new Porcupine Tree Closure, or Continuation Closure, whatever it's called. Great album. It was totally unexpected. It's so good you don't even miss Colin Edwin on bass. Oh man, Gavin Harrison and Richard Barbieri do their thing, but it was just so great to have Steven Wilson bring the band back, man. Just awesome. He's just announced that he's dropping another studio album in 2023, which he promises to be a little bit more exploratory and experimental than his last couple, which were good but very pop oriented. And you guys nominated for Most Valuable Progger this year. You nominated Gavin Harrison, got the most votes. So the Viewer's Choice Award for Most Valuable Progger goes to Gavin Harrison. And there you have it, boys and girls. You guys spoke, I listened, and that's what you guys thought about 2022. Now, next week, I am going to be doing the top 25 prog albums of 2022, according to me. And then we'll follow that up later on next week with my countdown for Most Valuable Progger. I've got a whole list of people that I got to pare that down. I don't know who's winning that yet, okay? I still haven't decided, but it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. God save the king. And Prince George. We love Prince George.